YNW Melly back in court today. His attorney saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail. But prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows he needs to remain behind bars.
Melly's legal team just dropped brand new paperwork trying to get him released from jail, and it couldn't come at a crazier time. Reports are saying Melly was targeted inside his cell block earlier today, and the reason might shock you. According to sources, this wasn't some random scuffle. It was over commissary goods and block power.
I would assume
that
he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry.
Mm.
And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry? You're not here to wear the jewelry.
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine. But it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want to chain no more.
In jail, when someone new enters a unit, they usually test the toughest or most famous inmate to prove a point. And this time, they went straight for Melly. But things take an even wilder twist after what leaked next. An internal email surfaced, supposedly from a state attorney, confirming that YNW Bortland had officially accepted a plea deal against Melly. It read, "Given Mr. Henry's plea deal and proffer agreement, we request his deposition as soon as possible. We're concerned for his safety and want to facilitate it within 30 days. Please advise if you will continue representing all defendants." That one message had fans losing it, because it basically hinted that prosecutors believed Bortland himself might get caught slipping inside the same block before he could even testify against Melly. Turns out it wasn't Bortland who got targeted, it was Melly himself.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But believe it or not, this whole situation might actually work in his favor. Word is, Melly just hit Broward County with a massive lawsuit, accusing the sheriff's office of cruel and inhumane treatment. And he's demanding immediate release. In the lawsuit, Melly claims he's been trapped in an ice-cold cell, barely getting edible food, and completely cut off from human contact. He says they haven't even let him speak to or see his family for over 3 years. 3 whole years locked away with zero connection to the outside world. That's insane.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
Despite it all, Melly's acting confident, maybe too confident. Reports say he already ordered himself a $100,000 chain to wear the moment he walks free. That's wild. But what might really push things over the edge is the emotional interview his mother, Jamie King, just did with TMZ. In that interview, she broke down the reality of Melly's time inside, painting a disturbing picture that had fans shaken. She reminded everyone that her son was already granted a mistrial in the first case, meaning he technically beat it, but somehow he's still sitting in jail. Jamie even admitted she feels helpless and heartbroken, saying Melly isn't being treated like a human being anymore, just another name behind bars.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated. When you done chose to play somebody.
The whole thing blew up fast. Every outlet was talking about it. Even Charleston White jumped in saying, "This is exactly how Melly should be living. He don't deserve no special treatment just because he's famous." That comment alone had fans arguing nonstop online. Some agreed, Others said it was pure hate.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Then came rap OG Mui, who spoke up about how much Jamie King, Melly's mom, has been suffering through all this. He said she's been under non-stop stress watching her son rot in a cold cell while the system drags its feet. Meanwhile, when Melly appeared in court for his lawsuit hearing, fans couldn't help noticing. He looked healthy, clean, and focused, almost like he knew something big was coming. But just as things started looking up for him, boom, the feds struck back hard. They arrested Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, out of nowhere. Reports say the judge offered her a deal. Testify against Melly and you walk free. And she took it instantly. That's brutal.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
On her way home, Mariah even posted a message on Facebook saying, "To my village, thank you all. I love you so much. God's plan, not mine." But what's even crazier is what investigators later uncovered: disturbing evidence in her iCloud account allegedly tied to Melly himself. That discovery could force her off the stand completely, flipping the case upside down once again.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
That's when things took a dark turn. The feds hit back with witness tampering charges, completely wrecking Melly's lawsuit. According to court documents, they're claiming Melly used his jail phone to secretly contact Mariah Hamilton, using code words to convince her to leave the country so she couldn't testify at his original trial. That's wild. Now it's making sense why officials haven't allowed Melly to talk to anyone for years. No phone calls, no visits, no nothing. They were convinced he was trying to manipulate witnesses from behind bars.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
What's crazy is that Juvi's father actually exposed this story a long time ago, but nobody took him seriously until now. With all of this thrown in front of the judge, Melly's chances at bond started looking slim. The judge reportedly asked both sides, Melly's lawyers and the prosecutors, to state their reasons. Why should he be released and why shouldn't he? That courtroom was tense. Then the prosecutors dropped the hammer, showing text messages where Melly allegedly admitted to the crime. They also played a chilling video of Melly dancing and laughing in a parking lot with YNW Bortland just hours after the deadly incident. No signs of grief, no emotion, just pure cold energy.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right-hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
But the evidence didn't stop there. Surveillance footage captured Melly leaving a recording studio and sliding into the back left seat of the Jeep. The same spot investigators say the fatal shots came from, and according to the official report, the bullet direction traveling from left to right perfectly matches that seat position. Even Juvi's mother confirmed it herself, saying Melly was sitting right there that night.
So the first thing is I didn't have a so I can't know which I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
When it was finally YNW Melly's turn to defend himself, his lawyers came ready to fight. They started off strong, reminding the judge that during the original trial, even the prosecutors themselves admitted no firearm was ever recovered. That's right, the supposed murder weapon that's been the center of this whole case was never found anywhere.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly.
Then, Melly's team flipped the script on YNW Bortland, calling out the prosecution for cutting him a deal in the first place. They argued that Bortland, not Melly, was the one hiding key evidence inside his own home. To back it up, they showed shocking new photos attached to a Broward County court filing, revealing handwritten notes found in Bortland's closet during a police raid just last week. The notes allegedly listed where each juror sat during the first trial, along with detailed descriptions of how they looked, something that had the courtroom gasping.
The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
Melly's defense suggested Bortland was plotting to go after the jurors if they found Melly guilty. A wild twist that suddenly made the whole plea deal look suspicious. The judge immediately pressed prosecutors, demanding to know why they gave Bortland such a sweet deal despite all this evidence against him. That's when they pulled out the paperwork. And what was written inside had everyone whispering, because it matched exactly what Melly's team predicted would happen.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They're like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
So here's where things get serious. YNW Bortland officially took the plea deal, but it came with strings attached. He also signed a proffer agreement, which basically means he agreed to talk, and talk in full detail. His new sentence? 10 years in prison plus 6 years on probation for accessory after the fact.
I did tweet out saying people are upset. I said, this is a gunner plea. This is a gunner plea. This isn't a plea saying you have to tell on him, but this is a plea that you're going to have to provide all the details that they were missing to convict him. And that's why it's a gunner plea. Why do I say he signed a gunner plea? Because YNW Melly, and I watched the case, we covered it. YNW Melly's case is that, number one, you guys have not done a job to prove that this is actually they have proved, but prove that this is a homicide with this person being the offender. Also, the accessory after the fact plea confirms that Bortland, that's kind of like almost like a sub part of a conspiracy, except you weren't with the conspiracy at first. You came in after the fact. What that proved is that they came in. What that proved is that Bortland worked with someone after he acknowledged that a took place in trying to cover it up. You hear what I just said? When pleading to an accessory to after the fact, you have to acknowledge that the happened and you assisted someone or in some way to cover the. Now, if Melly's statement is, how do we know? And then secondly, how do we know who did it? Because they said it was a drive-by.
But the real kicker is what that deal forces him to do. Court filings reveal that prosecutors already requested his deposition in the ongoing civil case. Then DJ Academics broke it down for the internet in simpler terms. The judge made Bortland plead no contest on both counts, but to accept that plea, he had to lay out a factual story about how the crime actually happened. In other words, he can't just say, I was there. He has to explain what went down that night in the car. Academics summed it up perfectly, saying, this means he's got to sing like Aretha Franklin. The proffer forces Bortland to admit exactly how he helped cover it up, which automatically confirms that the crime did happen.
All right, let's talk YNW Melly and YNW Bortland. He is now doing the triple Lindy.
For those youngsters that don't know what the triple Lindy is, it is when you do several flips off a high dive, and he will be flipping. He is going to be tell-all about anything he knows about the double case, and they will know if he's telling the truth or telling a lie when he gives his full quote-unquote confession as to what happened that evening. And that's what happens. A lot of times where guys are in the prison for 4 or 5 years awaiting trial and looking at a life sentence, and they're offered 10 years where they'll be home probably in another 3 years that he'll serve, he decides to flip and become a cheese eater. And that's what happens a lot of times on these cases. And I was expecting it to happen a lot sooner than it did. He held out for quite some time. But long story short is it looks like he's going to flip. And it makes the case on YNW Melly, depending on what he says, which I anticipate he'll say that YNW Melly is responsible.
And that's the same crime Melly is still charged with. Even if Bortland doesn't drop Melly's name directly, just him admitting that Juvie and Sack Chaser lost their lives during something that went down inside the car destroys the whole drive-by theory Melly's team's been holding on to. That confession alone could be the final nail, because if the story matches ballistics, then prosecutors finally have what they've been chasing all along. Confirmation that the shots came from inside the vehicle, not outside.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with him. And he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Demons having big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
Here's the most dangerous part. Having Bortland cooperating now gives prosecutors extra power to validate every new piece of evidence they've been holding back. One of those includes a Facebook photo showing YNW Melly hanging out with Young Thug. Prosecutors are using it to claim Melly was part of the same street organization tied to Thug. And they're trying to make that connection stick hard.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
But it doesn't stop there. They've also lined up a new interview from an O-Block member who allegedly spilled a secret conversation between Melly and King Von. Before Von's tragic death and before Melly's arrest, the two were known to be tight, real friends beyond music. And apparently, Melly once asked Von for advice on how to handle people. If you know Von's reputation, then you already know. That question hits deep and dangerous. Now the internet's split. Some say this could be enough for a retrial or release. Others think it seals Melly's fate for good. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. I'm checking every comment. And if you're still riding with Melly through all this madness, hit that like, subscribe, and share this video. I'll see you in the next one.